Let me introduce the heart of this story, my source of hope. The octopus, a symbol of intelligence and flexibility. With its unique nervous system, the octopus has a central brain and 8 neural centers, one in each arm, enabling each tentacle to sense and act independently while staying connected to the whole. Each tentacle has its own awareness, yet remains linked to the central system, illustrating how diverse strengths can unite within one adaptable being.
I'm flying high again, on cloud 9 again, energized. Would you like to know what's on my mind? On my mind.
I am the octopus.
Living in the depths where the light barely reaches. The silence is not a void, but a presence. In this stillness, the connection to everything becomes clear.
Also one part of the octopus, for I know that I am connected to everything. My 8 tentacles, each with its own brain, reach out in different directions.
Living in the depths, where the light barely reaches, the silence is not a void, but a presence. In this stillness, the connection to everything becomes clear. 8 tentacles, each with its own mind, stretch into the darkness, sensing, thinking, acting independently. They move in perfect harmony. As though they were one.
I am also one part of the octopus. And perhaps that is the paradox. Multiple brains, separate minds, but always bound by one central consciousness.
My intelligence unfolds in the unknown, in the connection with everything that reaches out to meet me. This life does not come from me alone. It is born through this touch.
It is born through this touch, this delicate connection, where for a fleeting moment we unite. And then there is only me, with life spreading within me.
Then there is only me, with life spreading within me.
Within me, 3 hearts beat, each entwined with the breath of the ocean. 2 give me life, moving water through me, while the 3rd rests as I glide, awakening when I pause.
No heart beats alone, they follow the flow of the currents. Constant balance between stillness and motion.
If I could speak to you, I would say, you have overlooked me because you rely on the categories that maintain your power structures.
8 tentacles, each with its own mind, stretch into the darkness, sensing, thinking, acting independently. A singular multiplicity. If female, I carry the knowledge of generations, the quiet guardian.
If female, I carry the knowledge of generations. The quiet guardian of future lives. My last breath a gift to eggs. I will never see hatch.
When I feel myself as the male, It begins here, in this tentacle, the hectocotylus.
If male, life rests
Which
in a
is not
single
just
arm,
any arm,
knowing the task
but a
ends once it is
messenger carrying
fulfilled.
a promise.
Yet neither role defines me. What defines me is the delicate balance of many minds, many bodies acting together.
And in that fleeting connection lies both the beginning and the farewell. For what remains is what I leave behind, even as I'm already drawing away.
On this Mother Earth,
Under this mother and we are loving each other together and praying for the best, hoping for the best.
Yet neither role defines me. What defines me is the delicate balance of many minds, many bodies acting together, knowing the task ends once it's fulfilled. You may call it choreography. The moment of touch, the careful reaching out, makes me realise that I will give a part of myself.
Yet neither role defines me. What defines me is the delicate balance of many minds, many bodies acting together.
I move through the currents of the world, not in clearly defined paths, but in constant transformation, flowing between the forms you try to impose on me.
I sense a restlessness in the waters, a disturbance. It is not a rupture, but a slow drifting away, an erosion of the connection between thought and action, between mind and body.
To love oneself, even in fragments, is to accept that we are more than we understand. There is multiplicity, and yet there is wholeness. Completeness exists only when each part is free to be what it is. Each tentacle is its own world, knowing where to go, what to do, guided by something beyond the understanding of a single mind. And yet, they are all bound by one consciousness. They need no control because they understand the unity that holds them together.
I know that everything is connected. Every movement ripples through the water, changing it. Many minds, many thoughts serve one purpose.
I see you building walls, cutting yourselves off from what holds you. You believe safety lies in separation, but I know better. My tentacles move independently, but they know they are part of something greater, part of a whole. Without that understanding, there is only fragmentation. You have lost that connection. You seek to protect yourselves, but I wonder, from whom? From yourselves?
But I, the octopus, defy these rules. My tentacles, my touch, cross boundaries, blurring the distinction between me and the other, between what I was and what I am becoming.
Greater.
In every moment of my existence, I resist being fixed.
Without that knowledge, they would lose themselves. And you, humans, have you lost that sense of belonging?
Perhaps you don't understand me because you cling to fixed forms, to what seems tangible, but me? I am the change, the flow that can never be confined to a single shape. I take in life, carry it within me, let it grow, and pass it on without ever looking back. My strength is not rigid, it is fluid, it is free.
Come ella le vede nell'infinita angoscia del suo sentimento, che è d'amore e di pietà. Resta questa pena che non passa, anche se qualche gioia di tanto in tanto la consoli, anche se un po' di pace.
I am the change that begins in quiet presence, in listening that flows through the world like water. To listen is to connect, to immerse in reality as it is, with all its depth and currents. I am the courage to embrace complexity, the fluidity of vulnerability.
I'd like to know that your love is a love I can be sure of. So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still love me tomorrow?
And perhaps that is what frightens you. The freedom. The ability to be continuously new, without ever losing myself.
Hello? Are you there? Are you there? Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Hello? I'm listening. I'm listening. I hear you. I hear you. Say that again. I dare you. Say that again. Say that again. Hello. Hello.
My 8 tentacles work together like the quiet voices of an orchestra, each autonomous but never isolated. They reach out, touch, explore, not to dominate, but to complement, always in exchange.
It is my brain, like a conductor, that pulls the invisible strings, guiding them into harmonious motion without imposing control. Everything flows. No rigid hierarchy, but a constant togetherness.
My little girl was cold up this morning. When her hair was she was cold. I just wanted to walk, take her home and make her warm.
I am the courage to embrace complexity, the fluidity of vulnerability, the gentle merging of self and other.
Continue.
Gabriel. And
I've really gone there, haven't I? I just wanted to take her home and make her warm. Oh, gosh. Sorry.
I just wakening up and listening to the others. Please allow me to think loud. Why are we torn apart by the relentless drive for control, for power? In a world fractured by war and suffering, we remain trapped in rigid oppositions. But what if we could act like the tentacles, each movement in constant flux, each action in service of a greater whole?
But control is an illusion. My tentacles need no commands. They know their purpose because they are part of a whole. And you too are part of something larger, though you may have forgotten it.
The elegance of the skin and the sense of touch, and how much these hands have lived through and done, how much they've done and experienced and felt what they've felt, you know.
Each tentacle is its own world, knowing where to go, what to do, guided by something beyond the understanding of a single mind. And yet, they are all bound by one consciousness.
I am the change that moves when we transcend the solitary self and join the vast, intricate ocean of existence. Like water, I reach outward, each part of me alive to life's rhythms, responding, adapting, finding unity in connection.
It is not a rupture, but a slow drifting away, an erosion of the connection between thought and action.
Maybe that's what we're missing. The ability to stay in motion, to complement each other, without needing to control.
My tentacles know they belong to something greater. Without that knowledge, they would lose themselves. And you, humans, have you lost that sense of belonging?
The unknown is not your enemy, but part of the whole. You are many, but you will survive only as one.
An erosion of the connection between thought and action. Between mind and body. You speak of control. As though you could command the world that sustains you. But control is an illusion. My tentacles need no commands. They know their purpose because they are part of a whole. And you too are part of something larger, though you may have forgotten it. I wonder if, deep inside, you still feel it. That quiet awareness, the ache of something lost, the separation, the aggression you have created is a fracture. A broken dialogue. The oceans, the earth, the air, they still speak to you, even if you no longer listen.
And don't give in to people's expectations. Don't be stuck by expectations. Always build your own expectations. This is how I give myself self-love, because I know my mind is more powerful than my body. So I always concentrate on that.
And wars you build, driven by fear of the unknown, are not the answer. By dividing, isolating, and attacking, you fracture the world that sustains you. Perhaps one day you will rediscover that your eyes, your thoughts, must learn to respect the world. The unknown is not your enemy, but part of the whole. You are many, but you will survive only as one.
I'm the octopus, floating on cloud 9.